If you guys enjoy what I do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel and it's free and easy to do. Before we get started with today's video, I have an announcement to make. After years of telling other people's stories, I finally released one of my own. My novel Eternal Reign is available now in both ebook and paperback format for those of you who are like me and prefer to collect physical media. You can grab a copy right now on Amazon through the link in the description of this video. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Darth Malgus, one of the highest ranking Sith in the Empire, needs you to complete a very important task for the Emperor that will do a lot when it comes to shifting the balance of power to their side in the war with the Jedi. For the last 300 years, the Emperor has held a Jedi captive, keeping him alive for a multitude of reasons. One of those reasons was to get the Jedi to give up the location of the Foundry, an ancient space station that is extremely powerful. The Emperor couldn't get the man to give up the location, and unfortunately the Republic attacked the prison and freed the Jedi. That may turn out to be a good thing because the Jedi fled to the Foundry. He brought a lot of Republic ships and soldiers with him, which made it a lot easier for Malgus to find the place. It won't be easy to take it though, but Moff Fenrir is assembling a large strike force to try. Malgus wants you to join him so you can take the Foundry and kill the escaped Jedi, so you go to meet with Moff Fenrir to see just how he plans on carrying out this attack. Most Moffs don't really seem to like working directly with the Sith, but Fenrir seems to be the opposite. The Foundry is built into an asteroid out in the Nanthri system, so it is extremely sturdy when it comes to outside attacks. And since the Empire has no idea what the facility is capable of, a straightforward attack could end with the fleet getting wiped out or having to destroy the facility entirely, neither of which are pleasant outcomes. So you need to find a way inside of the place before the fighting starts. There's a Republic cruiser that's bringing supplies and reinforcements to the facility at that very moment, and Moff Fenrir is going to capture it. He wants you to lead the boarding party, take over the ship, and use it to sneak into the Foundry. Technically, the Treaty of Coruscant is still active, so none of you are supposed to be directly fighting the Republic, but getting the Foundry is more important, so you invade the cruiser and get to work on the whole capturing it thing. Even though you're all supposed to be at peace, the Republic has more than a little bit of highly destructive weapons and soldiers on board who make your assault a lot more difficult. Not to mention the fact that there are quite a few Jedi on board too, all who are dead set on keeping you from taking their ship. When it becomes clear that they aren't tough enough to do the job, Captain Yalto, the woman in charge of the ship, decides to take drastic measures and sets the ship to self-destruct. Considering the fact that you need the ship intact, you make a detour from the bridge and shut down the reactors first before you finish off the last of the Republic's fighters and claim the ship for yourself. Captain Yalto is a tough woman, and since she saw how the Sith were in the last war, she doesn't even waste time trying to negotiate. But since you're not technically at war, killing the captives might make things escalate a little bit faster than even the Empire wants. So you decide to take the people prisoner instead of finishing them off, since they can always be executed later if need be. What's more important is you have the ship, and it has some useful information on the Foundry. There have been 3 other places like it in known history, and each one was able to mass produce highly advanced tech at rapid speeds. One was able to xenoform planets, another could build fleets of starships in an instant, and the Foundry can make an endless supply of battle droids. It's a Starforge that gives the owner access to a practically endless army, which means you really need to get it away from the escaped Jedi since he was a brilliant general back in his era, and with an infinite army, he really could wipe out the Empire. So you head off to use your stolen ship to lead a ground assault on the Foundry, while the fleet keeps the Republic distracted, which should give you the chance to kill a legendary Jedi from the past, and take control of a weapon that will almost guarantee that the Empire wins the war against the Republic. All of the preparations are done, so you and your crew take your stolen ship to the Foundry for what will very likely be your most dangerous mission so far. The Republic is a little bit suspicious about the fact that your ship is a few hours late, but you manage to convince them that you had to run away from an Imperial patrol, which is technically true. You just leave out the fact that you were the Imperials and you stole the ship. They let you dock, and you immediately get to work doing what you do best, and that's what in the far future will be known as aggressive negotiations. The facility is heavily guarded, which isn't exactly a surprise, since the Emperor's former prisoner has the place up and running and is pumping out droids at a very fast pace. Even so, you destroy enough of them to cause the Jedi to talk to you from a distance, since fighting you isn't his goal. He has a much bigger goal. He plans on destroying the Emperor and everything he's built, since his existence is a threat to the galaxy. If you agree to surrender to him, he won't kill you along with everyone else. Since the odds of you doing that are absolutely zero, he decides to turn the full might of the Foundry and its extermination droids against you. Those droids are led by his own personal assassin droid who had traveled with him before the Emperor had captured him, HK-47. The droid has always been a fan of all things death and destruction, so he's been enjoying sending the Foundry's tools after you. The Foundry's droids are unique because they have a built-in scanner that's designed to detect Sith genetic material, and they're programmed to kill anyone who has even a single drop of Sith DNA, which comes up to a little over 97% of the Empire. The Jedi who controls the place was never worried about simply using the Foundry to end the war. He was always planning on removing every bit of Sith blood, whether it was held by fighters or civilians from the galaxy. He's clearly working alone since the Jedi Council would never agree to do something like that. That makes stopping him even more important, but to get to him you have to go through HK-47, which is no easy feat. But you get the job done and go to face the Jedi. He honestly thinks that him wiping out billions of people to stop the Emperor from doing the same makes sense, simply because unlike the Emperor, he'll feel bad about doing it. I don't think the people he's about to obliterate will care all that much about how he feels since they'll be dead regardless. But this Jedi has been having his mind messed with since the moment the Emperor turned him from a Jedi into the Sith Lord Darth Revan 300 years ago. So it only makes sense that he's a bit crazy. The Republic hadn't even known that the Emperor or the Empire existed back then, but Revan had found hints about them on Korriban and Malachor. The Emperor had felt him getting close to things he wanted to keep hidden, so he had summoned Revan and corrupted him, leading to him nearly destroying the Republic. He had lost his memories in an attack from his own apprentice, and the Jedi took the opportunity to bring him back to the light side. When he started to get his memories back, he left his wife Bastila Shan to go and hunt for the Emperor, which led to the death of his friends and him getting locked up for 300 years. Since he's been both a Jedi and a Sith and he understands the Emperor better than anyone else, he believes that it's his job to kill him. This is the way that he plans on doing it, and no amount of talking to him will stop him, so you do the only thing that you can, and that's fight Darth Revan. He's obviously extremely powerful, but when he reaches the end of his life, he explodes in a burst of dark side energy that makes it seem likely that this time he's really dead. With Revan gone, you contact the fleet and let them know that the Foundry is yours, and you found out that the Jedi you were after turned out to be Revan. Moff Fenrir and Darth Malgus both knew this, but they decided to keep it a secret since even in the Empire, Revan has followers, and there's no telling what would have happened if people found out that he was alive. That won't be a problem now, and with the Foundry in Imperial control, there's all types of things that they can do. They may even be able to rebuild HK-47, giving you your own personal assassin droid to pal around with while you finish destroying the Republic. This concludes the story of the Foundry Flashpoint. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, comment, share, and subscribe. Grab a copy of my novel on your way out, and I'll see you all next time.